Tonight at 6, how rising inflation is affecting small businesses in our area, even some you might not expect to be so heavily impacted.
Also, the man accused of killing 3 local teens last fall while driving drunk enters his plea before a Dane County judge. We'll have a live report. Welcome to News 3 Now.
We are now 12 days out from the August primary, and the field of candidates shrunk this week with Alex Lasry and Tom Nelson dropping out of the race for U.S. Senate.
But what happens for voters who have already mailed in their absentee ballots? It's not too late. Voters can reach out to their municipal clerk and ask them to spoil their ballot. Voters can then either vote early in person or have a new ballot sent to them by mail. This all needs to be done, though, ahead of the deadline, which in most cases is next Thursday. We have all of the information online at channel3000.com. Voters and community organizations rallied outside of Dane County District Attorney Ishmael Ozan's office today. They're demanding he launch a criminal investigation into the slate of fraudulent 2020 Electoral College electors and prosecute those involved. Ralliers say one of the fraudulent electors told them the group met in Dane County to create the documents they would later pass on to Congress as if those were Wisconsin's real Electoral College votes. Federal investigators have requested information from the committee related to fake electors in multiple states, including Wisconsin.
These fraudulent electors tried to substitute their political preference for the votes of Wisconsinites. They ignored the law and they violated one of our core and most important values as Americans. In our democracy, voters decide.
Barnes went on to say that he must act now to make sure the next election does not suffer the same smear campaign the previous election did after November of 2020. Ozan released a statement responding to today's rally saying, quote, "We take issues of election integrity very seriously. I am aware of the incident referenced and the request of certain groups in the community."
Meanwhile, a Wisconsin judge says the Republican-ordered taxpayer-funded investigation into the 2020 election found, quote, absolutely no evidence of election fraud. The investigation did, however, reveal contempt for the state's open records law by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and Michael Gableman, who is leading the investigation. Judge Valerie Bailey Wrin awarded American Oversight $98,000 in attorney's fees for a lawsuit they filed against the two, which will be paid out by taxpayers. Read more about that ruling at channel3000.com. Time now to check your certified most accurate forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Beautiful night on the patio. Skies are mainly clear, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds around, and temperatures are comfortable. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. Skies are mainly sunny across southern Wisconsin. There have been some more clouds in the northern portion of the state where a few light showers have popped up, but those will die down pretty quickly after sunset as the air cools off near the ground. Low temperatures this morning were in the middle 60s. Humidity levels are still up, and we did have some rain showers and thunderstorms last night, but high temperatures very comfortable. Middle 70s, although Janesville did top out at 81 degrees. You can see current temperatures, mid 70s in Madison, upper 70s Janesville, mid 70s out to the west, and dew point temperatures in the lower to middle 50s means the temperatures will cool off pretty quickly tonight. So after the sun sets, look for a low of about 56 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny and pleasant with a high temperature of 78 degrees. We'll turn a little warmer for the weekend, but not too humid. Both the heat and humidity will go up as we head into next week. I'll have more on that and an alert day in the forecast for Wednesday in just a few minutes.
A man accused of driving drunk and causing a crash that killed 3 local high school students pled guilty today to several charges.
31-year-old Eric Mering is charged with 3 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. Police say Mering had more than 3 times the legal limit of alcohol in his system at the time of the crash last fall. Simon Balesi, Jack Miller, and Evan Cradwell were all killed. Our Aman Rahman is live in Dane County Court today with an update on today's plea hearing.
Arman, what can you tell us?
Well, Eric and Charlotte, a bailiff took Eric Mering into custody immediately after this afternoon's hearing, which lasted just about 15 minutes. As part of the plea deal, a judge agreed to dismiss 5 lesser counts against him. But Mering, who is 31, could face as much as 75 years in prison for those teens' deaths. Mering calmly answered the judge's questions and entered guilty pleas to each of the 3 homicide counts. Through his lawyer, Chris Van Wagner, Mering shared this message with the family of the 3 teens he killed.
That he will pray for them and think of them every day. He always will. And he hopes that if there comes a time, no matter where he is, he wants to live a life that honors their memory and what they could have been.
In a statement to the media today, Jack Miller's family wrote, in part, while it is appropriate that Eric Mehring took responsibility for his actions, his guilty plea can never take away the pain we feel every single day. His selfish choices have deprived Jack, Evan, and Simon of the future lives they so richly deserved. Now, the court ordered a pre-sentence investigation, which is standard. Mehring is set to be sentenced on December 9th. In Madison, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. Police say they've arrested a 22-year-old man in connection with a sexual assault on State Street this past weekend. The man has not officially been charged, but is facing tentative charges of sexual assault and false imprisonment. Police say a woman was assaulted early Sunday while she was waiting for a rideshare.
Authorities have issued a green alert for a woman whose safety may be at risk. 29-year-old Collie Mack was last seen in Milwaukee yesterday morning. Authorities say she may be traveling north to the Toma area. Mack was last seen driving a 2007 gray Nissan Altima. If you see her, you are asked to call police.
Few children enjoy going to a clinic or a doctor's office, especially when shots are involved. So this afternoon, the Madison Children's Museum tried to offer a more comfortable space for COVID vaccines. The clinic, specifically targeted for younger children, opened at 3 o'clock. Kids, parents, and guardians got free access to the museum to play while they waited for vaccines. Children under the age of 12 have particularly low vaccine rates in Wisconsin. The DHS reports about 28% of kids ages 5 to 11 are vaccinated, while a national survey this week found nearly half of all parents with kids under 5 will not get their child vaccinated against COVID. Between a full closure in 2020, many employees quitting the industry and having to work delicately around masks when services returned, hairstylists and barbers have been through a lot in the past couple of years.
Well, now it's inflation hitting their business hard. Catherine Merck caught up with one barbershop in Madison to see firsthand what they're dealing with. Catherine?
Some people have found a way to shave off a couple of bucks by going longer in between haircuts. Atwood Barbershop in Madison has seen customers doing just that. And along with a lot of other factors, it's hurting their business at a time they say they can hardly afford it. Atwood Barbershop wants price hikes to cut it out.
It's definitely affecting the haircut and the beauty industry.
He talked about like raising the prices and stuff like that just because, you know, everything else costs more now.
These stylists had to think a lot more about the price of their services lately.
Some of the places that you would normally go to get certain things, they don't have them. You're going to get things and they're more expensive than they were the last time. You're kind of trying to add that into the price of your services, but you don't want to go up too much because you're trying to provide a service for the community.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, haircut prices were up 6.2% this year compared to last. That's the largest annual increase since 1982.
The clippers and stuff, I don't know, they're all about like at least like $180, $200 some dollars for everything. So I mean, it all adds up after a while.
This is on top of a global pandemic that added another layer to the struggles they're facing.
We were just getting to like a slight normal, and then things go and, you know, work back up.
And while they can't chop prices right now, these stylists are going to go to great lengths to try to help their customers.
Can we just get back to like a steady price wage where people are able to afford things?
That's certainly a question a lot of people are asking right now. Luckily, Atwood Barbershop says it hasn't raised its prices just yet. You can get a haircut there for about $30, which is still below the national average. However, they could inch toward higher costs if issues with inflation continue.
Still to come, Gary rejoins us with a complete look at a beautiful weekend forecast.
And a sign of hope, the symbolism behind this torch run across southern Wisconsin from Platteville to Oregon. That's next at 6.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Soak in the savings at the Century House. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. Don't miss the perfect opportunity to fill your home with the world's most comfortable seating for less. It's time for Stressless, proud to be endorsed by the American Chiropractic Association. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Culver's couldn't have started anywhere but in Sauk City, Wisconsin. Still today, we are a family restaurant. Here, nearby farms grow the food we eat, smiles are contagious, and everyone is someone's neighbor. It's a place where our love of fresh food is as strong as our love for each other. It's a feeling of welcome you'll notice the moment you stop by. Because where we come from has made us who we are, and for that, we couldn't be more proud. Welcome to Delicious.
As owner of Wisconsin's largest construction company, I have a blueprint, a plan for every project. So here's mine for Wisconsin. I'll stand up to the radical left and their socialist agenda. We'll back the blue and get tough on violent crime. Bad guys, they're not gonna like me. I'll crack down on election fraud and keep schools open 5 days a week, no matter what Fauci says. I'm Tim Michels, and that's my plan. Now let's get to work.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. It's back to school time. Prep your student for success with a comprehensive eye exam.
The Special Olympics torch toured South Central Wisconsin today.
Guardians carried the flame of hope to communities from Platteville all the way to Oregon. Law enforcement and Special Olympics athletes carried the torch to opening ceremonies in each community along the way. The flame symbolizes courage and celebration of diversity, uniting communities around the globe. Local officers say the event is a perfect way to show up and support your community.
Usually we have a few business owners and some people that show up downtown. And even some kiddos that are on the street, and when they see especially the torch, I think right away, and they see the banners and everything and what's going on, there's just so much support from the community that comes around to it.
Each year, more than 97,000 law enforcement members carry the flame of hope through their communities.
When we come back, a visit with former News 3 Now sports director Jay Wilson.
He talks about his recent heart attack and healing in a conversation with our Susan Simon. That's next.
Plus, Gary has your forecast as we head for the weekend when we return.
Black Friday appliance deals in July have been extended. Save up to 60% off appliances. Doorbuster microwave, just $39.95. Plus guaranteed delivery within 5 days on all in-stock appliances. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Get up and go! You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird. Get up and go!
How do you use your energy? Hitting the ball farther than yesterday? Fielding whatever comes your way? Trying to shine as bright as the sun? At Alliant Energy, we bring more clean, renewable energy to our customers every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about each other. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Ron Johnson never thinks about people like me. He's all about those Washington guys. Drug companies, insurance companies. Johnson took their money and pushed for billions in special corporate tax breaks, and even admitted benefiting from them himself. No wonder Johnson's net worth doubled since he's been in Washington. Meanwhile, Johnson thinks we ought to consider raising the retirement age. We ought to put Ron Johnson into retirement instead. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Black Friday deals in July have been extended at Ashley. It's your last chance to save up to 60% off doorbusters, plus 60-month special financing, no minimum purchase, and no money down on in-stock items. Don't miss the best Black Friday deals, only at Ashley.
There is a saying that one of the first symptoms of a heart attack is denial.
But it can happen to anyone, as a former member of our News 3 Now family recently found out. Susan Simon is here with the story. Susan?
Hi, Eric and Charlotte. Well, if you're thinking, I eat well, I exercise, I maintain a healthy weight, so I'm not at risk, you would be on the same page as former News 3 Now sports director Jay Wilson. Jay never wants to be the focus of anything, but his story is one we can all learn from. This is how we know and remember Jay Wilson.
Barry Alvarez, ladies and gentlemen. Daggone doing this with you, Jay. You know, we got a really thing going here. This is nice. I like meeting you like this.
In his 40-year career, Jay gave people a front row seat to some of the biggest sports moments in Wisconsin history.
It's almost time. Time for the 97th Rose Bowl game between...
He was known as the Dean of Madison sports until he stepped away from television in 2019. But this is his reality now.
How you feeling?
Good.
All right.
Jay is doing cardiac rehab at UW Health's Research Park.
All right, let's see what your blood pressure is doing.
Like everyone else here, Jay is recovering from a heart attack. It's something he never expected to happen, and that's what he wants to share. So how about this? Having you on this side of the camera.
It's weird. I can't remember the last time this happened.
It is so good to see you.
It's good to be seen.
What have you been doing since we last saw you at the station?
Well, I was retired. Technically, I still was doing some things with Big Ten Network and some state high school tournament broadcasting, and I've worked here at Pleasant View 15 to 20 hours a week, and we have 3 grandchildren. My wife hands me a list of things to do most days, and so I do that, and I love it.
So you're living your beautiful life.
It's as good as one could imagine.
But just a few weeks ago, Jay got a wake-up call.
The first week in June, I've been doing play-by-play of the state high school track meet in lacrosse for 15 years, and I always get tired. This time I got home from lacrosse, and I was more than tired. I had a tightness in my chest. Through this whole experience, I never had the, oh my gosh, it's the big one experience. It was a heaviness and a tightness.
There was no major pain, but something was off. So Jay asked his wife to take him to urgent care.
The EKG showed, you know, that little blippy thing had some little blip down here that was a flashing light to him. And the day that happened, June 9th, was the 40-year anniversary of my dad dying of a heart attack. And all I could think of is, I don't want June 9th to be the worst day in this family's history.
It wasn't just any heart attack, but a type known as the Widowmaker.
Jay's very lucky. First of all, he did the right thing by eventually seeking medical attention.
Dr. Amish Raval is an interventional cardiologist at UW Hospital.
In Jay's case, he had blockage in that front artery, that LAD, or left anterior descending artery, the so-called Widowmaker artery. Not a term that I like.
Doctors reestablished blood flow to 2 blockages with a couple of stents. The message here, if Jay had waited longer, his outcome could have been different.
It's important, you know, so once a patient has symptoms, especially chest discomfort in their chest, don't dismiss it. Take-home message, if you know, time is muscle. If we can get that artery open within 60 minutes, we're golden. It's the golden hour.
We have a family history. My dad, my 3 brothers, my 3 older brothers all had some sort of heart incident when they were 62 or 63 years old. And I'm 63, so that all came together, it all added up, and it made sense to go in, and thank goodness I did.
Since that day, Jay's been focusing on his health, exercising, eating right, and he's down 16 pounds.
My eating habits were lousy, but now I'm on the Mediterranean diet, and I'm still trying to find out some spices that taste like anything. But
you can smile. It's not that grim, the Mediterranean diet.
No.
You can do it.
Those fast food stuff are pretty good through the years.
I did joke. It was a lot of 12-year-old boy food. It was chicken nuggets. It was fish sticks.
Jay and his wife Jill have been married 35 years, but no longer take anything for granted.
He's not invincible. Yeah, you know, we've just always thought he was Superman. Never occurred to us that he would have a heart issue, except we knew his genetics.
With 3 kids and 3 grandkids, Jay is thankful to the doctors and nurses who stopped history from repeating itself.
When I came out of the procedure, I don't cry much. But that was as emotional as I've been in a long time, because I knew it was fixed, and I saw my wife, and I knew that we could keep doing this.
Now we're all crying. Well, acting early and knowing your family history, as we see with Jay, are the two key factors that can prevent serious heart damage. On channel3000.com, take a few minutes and freshen up on the symptoms to look out for both men and women.
What an amazing story.
It was so good to see him.
Oh, he looks tremendous. And Jay, we will find you spices, I promise you.
He doesn't sound real excited about the Mediterranean diet.
Well, jelly beans. I know we're tight for time, but his wife told a hilarious story that when we went to the Rose Bowl, he had a 4-pound bag of jelly beans and his luggage was too heavy, so he took his clothes out so he could keep his jelly beans.
No
Not anymore.
Stay well, Jay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now to Gary, first warn forecast.
Well, pretty quiet out there, and that's good news. Dry weather, no rain expected through the weekend, and 3 things you need to know. Look for more humidity as we head into next week, and the heat will follow shortly thereafter, and it'll be downright hot and humid for Wednesday and Thursday. In fact, we've already put an alert day in the forecast for next Wednesday. High temperatures will be in the lower 90s, looking for a high of about 93 here in Madison. You factor in the humidity, the heat index between 98 and 103 degrees, could even be higher than that, depending on what the dew point ends up being. Current temperatures, very comfortable. This is the kind of weather you like this time of year. Temperatures low to mid 70s across the state, 80s to the south. We don't see any real heat on the map. That's been rare so far this summer. And those dew point temperatures in the low to mid 50s, that means it cools off pretty nicely at night and, of course, keeps most of the rain threat away. A few pop-up showers in the northern part of the Midwest. That's more cold air aloft than anything else, and those showers will die down pretty quickly after sunset. Also, a little trough of low pressure that's moving in from the northwest, touching off those showers. But if you look at future track, they're gone for tonight. Look for clear skies overnight. Lots of sunshine for tomorrow. Those winds out of the northwest continuing to bring down the dry air. That's a good sign too. But notice the winds becoming a little more southerly as we start to head into the weekend. That'll warm temperatures back up into the 80s on Saturday and probably middle 80s on Sunday. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Oh, here we go again. Above normal temperatures, highest probabilities from Madison southward, and below normal precipitation. And that trend looks like it's going to continue on probably into at least the first couple of weeks of August. Temperatures above normal and below normal precipitation. For tomorrow, lots of sunshine, no heat. 78 for a high temperature tomorrow, and then look for a high of 83 Saturday and 84 on Sunday. A little more humidity could lead to a chance for a thunderstorm Sunday night into Monday. Dry on Tuesday, and then the real heat kicks in for Wednesday and Thursday. That alert day for Wednesday. Maybe a couple of thunderstorms on Thursday. The humidity drops off, but temperatures stay very warm into next weekend.
And coming up in sports, quarterback school was in session for Graham Mertz, while the current Badger QB was hanging out with 2 former UW quarterbacks. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hi, I'm asking you to join me in voting for Rebecca Clayfish. Rebecca helped me beat the big government special interest. Tim Michaels' company sided with the union bosses and tried to stop our conservative reforms. Rebecca Clayfish is the conservative fighter Wisconsin needs.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Is this the new phone? Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them? I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Cookies and Briars. That's like getting 2 desserts. Wait, do we have to thank our moms twice? I don't know.
Breyers, 100% grade A milk and cream and loaded with delicious cookie pieces. Better starts with Breyers.
Get 11% off everything at Menards. Add protection and curb appeal to your home with new Atlas shingles. Castlebrook, Briarwood, and Pinnacle shingles are all built with beauty, durability, and value in mind. Right now, all Atlas shingles are 11% off. Complete your roofing project with new gutters. They're essential for controlling rainwater runoff from your roof. Choose from 3 in-stock colors. Spectra gutters are $9.59 each after 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
There are big differences between Tim Michels and me. I clip coupons, drive a minivan, and cut taxes. Tim Michels lives in a Connecticut mansion and tried to raise our gas tax. As governor, I'll put your family first.
School will be starting before you know it, and we want every kid to have the gear they need.
So tomorrow we'll tell you how you can help us kick off our back-to-school supply drive.
Plus, I'll have your all-city swim meet forecast through the rest of the weekend, tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Quarterback school was in session for Graham Mertz this summer, and besides his usual off-season workouts, the Badger Jr. was learning from 2 former Wisconsin QBs, Brooks Bollinger and Scott Tolzien, a duo that knows a thing or two about being QB1 at UW. The two combined for 68 starts during their time in Madison and shared a little perspective to Mertz on how they handled the ups and downs of playing quarterback.
I think they give perspective and can share it and lived it. And I'm sure they shared what made them good, and you're not that unique. You know what I mean? A lot of guys go through it.
It was really interesting. I mean, it's pretty cool just to kind of pick their brain and see how they approach things, and like going into a game week, what they looked for and stuff like that. So it was definitely fun.
Badger punter Andy Vunovich has been named to the preseason watch list for the Ray Guy Award, which is given annually to the nation's top punter. Since transferring to UW, Vunovich has been bombing balls, averaging 44.5 yards per punt with a career long of 68 yards. During rookie minicamp with the Packers, Danny Davis opened some eyes. So much so that the former Badger receiver is back in Green Bay for the team's training camp. And yesterday's first day with the Vets felt like a dream. And Davis's goal for the rest of the week? Simple. Be a sponge. Soak up as much information he can so that he can make the team.
You know, it's kind of surreal, but, you know, I just try to take a deep breath and, you know, be in the moment and, you know, understand that, you know, it's a blessing to be in the spot where I'm at now and, you know, just attack it each day and, you know, listen to the guys like Alan Lazar, Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, and all them guys and just, you know, trying to, you know, take what they got and apply it to my game.
And on the mat, Chris Bono is heading home and taking Wisconsin wrestling with him. Saturday, November 5th, the Badgers will head south to Jacksonville to take part in the first ever Battle in the River City. Wisconsin will compete against Iowa State, Buffalo, Chattanooga, Arkansas, Little Rock, and Campbell in a one-day round robin where each team will wrestle against 3 teams.
All right, Zach, thank you. I want to get to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Very comfortable out there. Temperatures mid to upper 70s. Dew point temperatures in the 50s. Very comfortable for this time of year. Look for a low tonight of about 56. High tomorrow 78. Plenty of sunshine. And then temperatures turn hot by the middle of next week. An alert day for Wednesday.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News for Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.